How loud is the air conditioning? But we'll make it do. Day 13. This chair is so squeaky. And the air conditioning is equally squeaky as well. But what are you gonna do? Petrichor, melancholy, power, interstellar, hot cocoa, and foot sensitivity. Okay, let's start with the first three. Especially melancholy. There's something about today where nostalgia hits. Ooh, there's Wilfred. Nostalgia hits without a specific memory. It's more of like the emotion that it invokes. It's more about that, that flavor of longing and yearning. Moments when you're taking a walk, you smell the smell of rain, grass, the sound of the leaves brushing against each other, and then that realization that you're taking that walk alone, or even if you're with friends or loved ones, it's not that person. And the absence is palpable, but it doesn't ache the same way. It's more of like this bittersweet texture. Yeah. And the reason why I mentioned Interstellar, for those of you who have seen the movie, at the very end, what's the name of the girl? I mean, yes, she's Anne Hathaway. But what's her character's name in Interstellar? Nancy? Brand. Okay, Brand. Oh, maybe I'll watch this tonight. If you guys want to do the feels, you can watch Interstellar. Oh. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just get a massage. But yeah, the end where Cooper, right? Anyway, Matthew McConaughey's character is with his daughter. And his daughter is, Murph. My heart. I can get easily emotional because of that movie. That was a movie that I would watch every year on Christmas or on the holidays. During the holidays, it was Interstellar and World War Z. Don't ask. Yeah. But the end scene where Cooper is with Murph and he's wondering what does he do now, and then Murph just says, Brand. See, I could get like, if you allow me to, I can actually have a good moment with that. My heart. That scene. Shout out Christopher Nolan. That scene where you can still hear Murph say, she's out there rebuilding something. And then the camera pans to what's her name? Brand, in this new planet. Alone. Oh my God. Oh. That's how it feels. That's how today feels. Or like, that's how snippets of this season feels like, when you have a memory of that someone or doesn't even have to be someone. This heartache or grief, or whoever you are that's watching this could even be a letting go of a season of your life, a part of your, an old identity, grieving your old life, letting go of things that don't serve you anymore, those kinds of things. And that could also be, in the form of another human being that you're leaving in the past. But yeah, that scene is melancholic because she's out there alone, but she's rebuilding for an entire race. Mankind. Yeah. And it's this, until now, I'm still looking for that word. I've talked to my brother about this. I've talked, in philosophical monologues with anyone I can talk to about this. And that word eludes me. Maybe there's no word. It's not solitude. It's not being alone. But maybe solitude captures it more. It's like this, oh my gosh, this immense quiet strength amidst you recognizing the solitude, like the serenity in being alone in this season of your life. It's very Little Princey as well. It's very The Alchemist as well. Oh, now it makes sense why I gravitated towards those books when I was young. Those were the top 2 books that I would just read often, and the third one, this could also be in the top 1 spot, was Hope for the Flowers. If anyone's curious about that or is familiar with that book, Yellow and Stripe, it has that same spiritual, emotional texture. This understanding, this spiritual and existential understanding that this phase in your existence was meant to be traversed alone. It's the hopefulness in the unknown, the quiet excitement in uncertainty, the utter surrender. So yeah, have yourself a hot cocoa. I don't know. I kept on forgetting mentioning hot cocoa, but that message has come up as early as maybe like day 4. I don't drink hot cocoa. I'm a tea drinker. I don't even drink coffee. So it just crossed my mind, like, hot cocoa. Okay. Somebody might need a hot cocoa. The smell of hot cocoa. I mean, it's summer right now, but still. And then the other inquiry that I'm curious about, and this kind of merges the physiological, emotional, psychological, okay. Could you guys check your sole, your foot sensitivity with the sole? So there are mats that you can get for this, and you totally don't have to get those mats where it's like the prickly mats and then you kind of do this with your feet. You don't have to do that. You can just look, if you have those bathtub mats, that could kind of work, but check which sole has more sensitivity. And this is kind of tricky because for some people, this could be extremely ticklish. But if you could indulge, could you check and see which one has more sensitivity? And when I say sensitivity, you feel it. You feel the sensation radiating from the sole of your feet up to the nerves of your leg, your shin, your thigh, and it really like radiates up. Could you check which one has like a weaker signal? For example, for me, my left side, my left sole, and like radiating up here to this side of my body, I noticed is weaker. The signal is, I have to really focus or really engage the nerve endings on the sole of my feet. What I find interesting is I've also realized that the left side of my body is, I wouldn't say weaker, but less active. So my mind, my motor skills, the cue is more for the right. So perhaps I'm right dominant. I'm a left-handed, but I'm right dominant for most things as well. So ambidextrous, I can write with both hands. But now this inquiry, this curiosity about which parts of my body is asymmetric when it comes to signal, sensitivity, muscle engagement, I'm getting to know what this trauma body was or has been the entire, versus now reshaping how my body, reshaping, reactivating, realigning, recalibrating how my body expresses itself or interacts with life. And if we even interpret it to, I don't know the term, it escapes me right now, but the left side is more for the feminine, right? So for me, I've grown up in such a survival mode, structure, hustle, hard worker, push, force, all those things, which has served me, obviously. But at the same time, I'm being invited now to trust, let go, soften, embrace, surrender, receive, be open. Even creating this space, this container is such a wow. Who would have thought I would be putting myself out there like this? Not just putting myself out there. I could have just, vlogged it, but to create containers with such intention and trust that whoever's meant to participate, to experience it, to share their presence, attention, and amplify, the energy of the space. Who would have thought? Like, what? I never realized, but just really now getting curious about the nudges, the whispers, that other side of me that I've kind of left in the back seat. It's been a beautiful experience. So going back to the foot, the sole inquiry, SOLE, but pun intended. Could you guys check which one has sensitivity? Because you might not realize that you have been functioning on more dominantly on a certain side, maybe. And it's not about a forcing sensation. It could even be as counterintuitive as really learning to tune in Because if the signal is weak, sometimes it's not necessarily about forcing. You're like doing that's poor orange bug. She's in a battle with her tail. They say it's neurological. So, Wilfred, I'll do like her toy later so that she can discharge the energy. But yeah, it might not even be about forcing the sensation, but learning to tune in to those weaker signals. 'Cause they might not even be weak, but it might just be you're not calibrated to that part of your body, part of your life. Yeah. Checking the clock. Wait. Thank you for sharing space here. It's been such an interesting experience to go through this process. And I've debated whether to share some of, my reasons why I'm going through my own 30-day no contact. When it comes to my experience, it's more of letting go of the outcome, letting go of control, not forcing an answer, not even about the other person, but just me trying to resolve something that has a missing piece, the other person, and just being comfortable with pending open-ended situations. And I do think that's also like a survival mechanism for me, to make sure that there are no loose ends, because based on experience or based on history, that has ended in pain. So I think I've noticed that my mind loves to loop, ruminate, spiral. Actually, past tense, love to loop, ruminate, spiral. Gotten way, way, way better about that. There will be a phase that it is so uncomfortable. And if you're really aware of the sensations, something mental, and when you say like, oh, it's all in your head, or it's like it's in the mind, when you're really tuned into the sensations of your body, you do feel the energy switch, or you do feel the levels of your awareness or attention. Andrew Huberman was, I don't know if you're familiar with Andrew Huberman. I don't really watch his content anymore, but when I did, he was interviewing Martha, the author of The Way of Integrity, and Martha Beck. They were doing like a certain practice, 19 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna make it short. And he mentioned like he's noticed from way back that his awareness or attention kind of lies in the back of his head. And I was just like, that's so interesting. So it's not just me. And even Martha, the guest author, was like, oh, that's fascinating that you noticed that. And now I've been able to kind of move the energy and move the attention right in front. You can feel it here. You can feel the energy hovering here. And if you've been watching these videos and if you've been resonating with me, this might be a familiar experience for you too. You know? So I can give you hope and say, yes, there is, with presence, patience, and kindness, there are more moments that you notice your awareness here in the front. And that brings so many different sensations and quality of presence in your life. And it's so there. The fact that you're here is such confirmation that it's unfolding for you. You're realizing it every day, every moment. And let's conclude it at that. I don't want to, I don't have any problem keeping you guys company, 2112. But I do feel like it's time to conclude the container. So petrichor, melancholy, power. Every day that you're able to give yourself so much kindness and patience and love. And I want you to know that there's so much gratitude in my heart, and it's such an honor to share space with you and to provide these containers and to show up for this intention. Thank you so much for that gift. And it is such a affirmation of your power to decide every day and choose you. Okay. We'll see each other tomorrow, day 14. Bye.